I thought it'd be helpful to share what $500 a month of SEO gets you versus what $5,000 a month of SEO will get you. I founded and scaled one of the largest SEO teams in the world. And across thousands of campaigns, I've seen exactly what these different levels of investment produce. So this video is for business owners or marketing people trying to figure out where SEO fits in their business and whether the money they're spending is actually doing anything real. I'm also going to tell you when I wouldn't spend $5,000 on SEO and why I'm currently not for my own e-commerce brand. I make these videos to help businesses spot those hustlers and to find the real operators in the SEO world. So if you like content like this, subscribe. I've got tons more coming. So when can $500 be the right choice? So I'm doing some bathroom renovations at my house at the moment, and I got a plumber there called Rob, legend. And we were talking and he just forwarded me his report for SEO. He was paying $500 a month and he just said, is this any good? And Rob gets all his business through referrals and the occasional odd SEO lead to the website. But recently he was telling me the phone had just stopped ringing. So I looked at the report. Fairly basic stuff, very clean, regular stuff like the keywords, the green arrows, a lot of technical jargon and those checklists, but nothing around the pages that were being changed, any issues that were fixed, or any authority built through citations or backlinks. Now I get it, at $500, that usually means very limited hours per month. Generalists traditionally working across many different accounts with very repeatable deliverables that are often checklist driven. When I looked at the plumber or Rob's actual website, I realized why he wasn't getting any calls. Their site had one page. While the person doing the SEO was doing the right kinds of technical checklist tasks, they didn't understand the first principles of digital authority. You can't technical SEO your way onto page one without building any credibility. Seriously, Rob's website had no location pages, it had no service pages, it had no Google business profile. So there weren't even any reviews there. And at $500, there's often very heavy reliance on, SEO tools and checklists to, I guess, kind of show work is being done at that low budget. And those deliverables, don't get me wrong, they're not bad. They just have a very tiny impact. In this case, that $500 a month was being wasted. So I gave Rob a free audit just outlining what he should do, basically what I said earlier. And he found someone on Upwork that could execute that for $500. It was super simple stuff. He could have done it himself if he had the time. A lean budget makes sense to do the basics, right? Fix the services pages, add location targeting to match how people search, building out proper pages like the About Us and testimonial page that Rob was missing, helping him get some consistent reviews from happy customers. But for $500, more often than not, you just get a cheap checklist, some basic tasks, and some cheap backlinks. That might make sense though. If your niche isn't competitive, your site is small, or you've just got obvious basics missing. But you shouldn't expect cheap SEO to fix complex problems. If your site has got thousands of pages, messy collection pages, thin content, crawl issues, things like server-side rendering, or you're competing with big brands, that's when you need to look more deeply at the strategy and consider a larger investment. So what should $5,000 of SEO get you versus $500? $5,000 fundamentally should feel like someone is driving that strategy rather than just doing 10 times the tasks and checklists. It should be better prioritization, more experienced specialists, tighter workflows that actually implement changes, and most importantly, clear accountability for the outcomes. They should work to a rhythm, understand what the customers they're targeting are, and mapping out extensive keyword research to topics that they can then hone in on with key activities to move the needle towards those, as well as sprinkling in some regular meetings with stakeholders rather than just automated reports. So to give you an example of this, we work with this billion-dollar brand and they'd lost 30% of their organic traffic overnight. That was, I don't know if you remember, the aftermath of when Google dropped these AI overviews. Obviously for this massive company, this sent panic throughout, just questions being asked what the hell was going on, and being able to deep dive into what AI overviews were retrieving to understand that traffic decrease with the global team was a massive advantage we had because we could see what was working during that rollout. But the problem they had was they had a ton of authority, they had a ton of highly technical content, which is really good, but they just structured it poorly. So we dialed in quickly to recover those drops. It was super simple, restructuring the pages to optimize for those shorter snippets of content, better question-based headings for the AI, and upgrading the schema to reflect that. 2 months later, their visibility was up 33% year on year, and their search engine results features were up by 1,700%. With a small retainer, they would have been stuck. It wasn't just some plumbing website that needed some basic fixes. They needed someone with real expertise, or multiple people with real expertise, to understand what was going on and how to react to it. So if you're trying to figure out if you need to spend $5,000 in SEO, think about this. If losing 30% of your organic traffic is going to materially hurt your business, your SEO budget needs to reflect that. And that's where I'd recommend spending $5,000 a month. But there's a lot of times when spending more is just not worth it. Over the years, I've turned down hundreds and hundreds of businesses that wanted to spend a lot of money on SEO. And I've told them not to, and to just do some basic things themselves. And some reasons are like, if you're just starting out, or you don't have any other marketing running, or you don't even have conversion tracking, big SEO investment is not going to help you. It's just going to bleed your marketing budget. Kind of spoke about it earlier, but when I founded my luggage brand, Caddy, you might think, I guess, given my background, that I would immediately be spending $5,000 a month on SEO. But right now I'm not. It wouldn't be worth it. The business is still going through that foundational phase, right? Finding product fit, messaging, its margin. Instead of over-investing early, we ran that SEO at a smaller budget, focusing primarily on digital authority building through the RAIDs protocol and digital PR, and by doing paid ads. That combination is doing exactly what I need it to. I can already see the SEO momentum building. And as the business matures, that investment can ramp up, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, when my gut tells me it's ready. So $500 usually buys you simple fixes, foundational work, maintenance. That growth is progressive and slow over time. And it's very important that at $500, you get someone that understands the first principles, or you're watching content like this to understand what those first principles are so that you can guide them. $5,000 should be buying you the strategy, the prioritization, and implementation directly tied to outcomes of traffic, and more importantly, revenue. So it's worth it when there's complexity, a lot of competition, or a lot of technical issues that need pros to handle it. Hopefully this breakdown will help you understand the budget size a little bit better and guide where you should spend money on SEO. I'm making a ton of content for people that are new to SEO and AI search, so if you want more comparisons or information like this, please subscribe.